Hi, everyone. Welcome into Primetime TV Show. We are excited to be here with you. I am your host, Barbara Marville-Kelly, and with me is my other host, Mr. Dennis Kelly. Welcome, champ.
It's good being here.
Hey, we missed you last time.
Did you?
Yeah, it was Women Unscripted. There might have been kind of like, maybe a not a good fit that day.
Well, I missed all of you too.
Anyway, we're back in the saddle again. And of course, this is our part 3 for Lives Rebuilt. And for a number of reasons, we're doing these shows because we had to rebuild our lives, like many of us, maybe many of you out there. And as they say, when one door closes, another one opens. And that's exactly what happened to us. And we found ourselves in a little bit of a quandary, but because of our skill sets as both of us being life coaches, we were able to push through a little bit smoother, a little bit easier. And I have to tell you, when that one door closed, we were so glad to see that other door open. Because guess who was standing at that door? Another world champion. Not only a champion in the martial arts 9 times over, but a champion in life. And I want to show you an inspirational video on a very dear friend of ours who opened a door for us, and we are here to open it for you. Take a look, and we'll bring Mary Louise on after the video, live and unrehearsed, right here on Primetime.
The story of Mary Louise Zeller is one of finding confidence by becoming more internal. Her struggle began when her 18-month-old son fell from a 2-story window and was critically injured.
I was depressed. I cried a lot. I could be driving down the road and I'd start crying. The baby held me together. I had to take care of him. Well, one Sunday morning, I was reading the newspaper and I saw an ad for Taekwondo, and it said to improve focus and concentration, of which I had none. It said to strengthen self-confidence, of which I had none. I mean, if you can't keep your own child safe, how good a mother are you? I mean, it's like my self-confidence was shattered. So, and then I was way overweight and out of shape, and it said get fit. So I said, wow, that sounds like more fun than running and weightlifting and aerobics. And so I answered the ad. And I was just going in to check it out in Master Kim in Vallejo, California. He handed me a uniform. He says, here, put this on. There's something about the way a master says, here, put this on. You go, oh, okay. I wasn't going to do that, but okay. And he taught me a lesson. He said, come back tomorrow. So I did. And I noticed that I felt more alive. And the more active I got physically, the more settled my mind got, the more settled my emotions got. The first 2 weeks, my muscles were so sore, I slept in the bathtub. Really. It was the only place I could sleep. I had to bounce down the stairs on my bottom, crawl up them. I don't know how I kept going, but it gave me a feeling of being alive again. It gave me hope. It did give me self-confidence. The ad was true. People told me I was too old. I started when I was 44. And I was too old, especially when, okay, you're going to compete. The first time Master Kim said, I want you to come to a competition, I thought he meant the mommy things, cheerlead, drive, make sandwiches. And he says, oh no, you will compete. It's the same thing, give you a uniform, put it on. I go, oh, okay, I'll compete. And I was terrified. I couldn't even get a deep breath. And I just did it anyway. And after it was over, I was like, wow! It was like being in high school again, getting on the bus, going to the basketball game. But I lost every match I fought for 2 years. You'd think you would just get discouraged and quit. But I finally went out there, instead of holding back, trying to stay safe. This is full contact Taekwondo. We wear protective gear in the Olympic style, but it is full contact. So I was trying to be safe. Well, you can't win trying to be safe. You can be safe trying to be safe, but you can't win. So I just got out there and I was going, I'm not losing one more time. I'm going to win this match. And that poor opponent of mine, I went after her like a banshee. She was like, oh my gosh, somebody dragged this grandmother off of me. You know, so, and from then on out, I saw that I had something to do with it. Somewhere along the line, I said, I want to go to the Olympics. I'm sure that God has a sense of humor now, because to give me a desire to go to the Olympics when I'm, 55 years old, that's a sense of humor. And everybody thought I was ridiculous. But you know what? I gave them a run for their money. In the South, they'll say, it's better to shoot for the moon and hit the fence than to shoot for the fence and hit the ground. So I shot for the moon. I got 4th in the 18-over division in full contact fighting, which requires speed, strength, stamina, endurance, amazing quickness. It is a sport of quickness. You really have to have a big dream to be alive. Power and passion in life, live in that domain. The power of being internal is to actually be at the source of power. When I'm making a difference, I'm happy. If I can inspire you, look, you don't have to look forward to drooling in an old folks' home when you get older. When I'm 80, I'm going to be on the mat in some form or fashion. Some mat, like whatever your mat is. I'm going to be on the mat playing the game. What I would like to leave you with, the one thing, is something that your coach will tell you, leave it on the mat. When you go out, when you go out to give it all, and you gave it all, it is so rich. Leave it on the mat. So when you think you don't have anything left to give, you've got everything to give. Leave it on the mat. Leave it all. Don't leave this life without leaving it all. Just give it.
Okay, so this is the first time that I watched this little video clip, and I didn't tear up, but inside I am, because when you meet this woman, if that isn't enough to pique your interest, to know that there's always hope out there, and for you to dare to dream, I'm going to bring this unusual, unbelievable lady forth right here on Primetime, live and unrehearsed in the studio. Mary Louise, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Barbara. It's fun. I'm glad to be here.
It is so much fun. Now, you had said earlier that you had your eyes dilated this morning, so you're having a little challenge seeing, but it's okay, because we can hear and see your heart. So I want to thank you. We're doing this series, just so everybody knows. It's called Lives Rebuilt, or A Life Rebuilt, because that's what we've all done, right?
Right.
Especially in the times of this pandemic, and it disturbs me even as I say the word, because it's such a negative word, and we're all about positivity and all of that. And as I said earlier, when one door closes and another opens, and there you appeared, talk about a game changer, talk about transformational, not in just the area of health, but also being able to give this huge opportunity to anyone out there that will listen to us as we shamelessly talk about these products and all. We've been getting even more and more results. We've been on them since, what was it, hon? The end of March or April? Yeah. I think it was April 2nd or April 3rd. And I just want you to share a little bit about why you discovered Kyani, why you started and decided to actually go for this and put other people to work by spreading the word on Kyani. There's no other company like this in the world.
No, and so often I just say God's hand is in our lives, because I can't say that I was ever attracted to the network marketing industry. I think, they still make more millionaires than any other industry. But I've been a product person because not only have I been a world-class athlete, I've been a research biologist. I worked in cancer diagnosis and research for about 25 years. So with that background in science and sports, I was always looking for higher performance out of always an older body because I took on Taekwondo late in life. I did show ring hunter and, dressage in my 20s and 30s. And I was 38 years old when I started Taekwondo. So that was kind of late in life to take on something new and began competing. And I competed for about 25 years straight in Taekwondo. So I was still on national team when I was 58 years old and the oldest living competitor. So I prided myself in my research on diet, nutrition, organic eating and juicing and all those things like that, and supplementation, because I think, and it's not just an I think, there have actually been studies done to show that we're not getting but about 25% of the nutrition out of our food, even if we eat real food. And a lot of people are eating mostly packaged, refined food. I call that plasti-food. But even if you're eating real food, you're not getting the nutrition that we got 50, 60 years ago, and the Japanese did a 50-year study and proved that. So I think, I've been supplementing since I was 25. I think that's made a difference. But I don't think you can be healthy in today's world without supplementation. And so I prided myself in supplementation, and a co-author of a book we wrote called Secrets of the Fountain of Youth. He was a world-class runner, and he introduced me to these products. And, I've been doing supplementation all my life, so I never really felt that different. Vitamin C is good for you, but you don't feel different. And I just thought my protocol was probably giving me more endurance than the average person of my age, and I probably was. But I didn't feel different. The first day I started on this Kayani Triangle of Health, the first thing I noticed was mental clarity. The second thing I noticed was I had energy all day long, and I was probably 64 years old. I'm 76 now. And I was really diving in my energy and kind of forcing myself to do all the heavy training. I was still on national team. I was training 6 to 8 hours a day. And when nighttime came, I was good for nothing after 8 o'clock at night. And, the first thing I noticed was I just had energy well into the evening and started writing again, because I do love to write. And the other thing I noticed, in about 4 days, the knees that had hurt me for 10 years didn't hurt anymore. And I started reading the research on this stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, what do we have here? There's more real research behind these 3 products, the Triangle of Health, than anything I've seen in my lifetime, especially our nitric oxide precursor product. And it's literally Nobel Prize winning research. And then the tocotrienols and the omega-3s in the Kayani Sunset. The tocotrienols, man, you could read on PubMed and NIH for the rest of your life. And not read all of the information in terms of cardiovascular health, brain health, immune system health. And staying strong in today's world is huge, especially immune health. And, especially older adults are more vulnerable, but I have no cardiovascular issues. I have no memory or brain issues. A lot of people my age do. And even much younger, they even have like early onset dementia and Alzheimer's, even as young as 40 years old. And I speak fluent Spanish and can switch back and forth between both languages and quite easily. And I'm always growing and developing. And actually, I would say I'm in the fastest growth and development phase of my entire life, doing my international marketing business with Kayani. And I love sharing the products because they just make a difference for people who have, just normal aging body aches and pains goes away. And they're full of energy, focused. Even children with ADD and autism tend to improve dramatically on these products with their focus. And I play classical guitar, and my instructor tells me that I memorize pieces faster than he does. I memorized a Bach piece that's 5 pages long, lots of little notes to remember. And a lot of people my age can't remember their address. So I went to my class reunion, my 55-year, something like that, class reunion. And I walked in and I thought, alrighty then, I am different. Now, I know I've been an athlete all my life, and I've always watched my diet and have done the supplementation. But I could tell I was on the decline at 64 when I started on these products. And I literally, I think it's just reversed that decline of aging for me. I'm simply not aging like everybody else. And I love that. I'm full of energy. And that's my goal. My goal is to be vitally alive with every breath of life. So that's kind of my story with the products. And, I've never had sales and marketing experience, but oh my gosh, I've actually created financial freedom with this company. They are as innovative in their compensation in the industry. So it's not a pyramid thing. They have a Japanese new compensation system that pays on all volume of sales like any business in the world. Product sold, commission paid. We're in 65 countries. And if you had told me I could, open up global markets for a breakthrough natural supplement company, I would have thought you were on something because I didn't know how to do that. Anyways, that's my story with Kyani, and I love the products. I love the difference they make in people's lives. I see people with all kinds of issues, with Grandmaster, and it's just been my joy and privilege to bring something to him that has helped him start to reverse that decline. He's 84. So, I know these products do that difference for people. So I'm so happy for him that he's better.
Well, we certainly can't thank you enough, Mary Louise. And it's interesting the way you say that with such passion in your voice. You love these products. I'm going around the house saying to my husband, even as the time goes on, the longer we're on them, I go, I love these products. I love these products because I'll be 72 in October. Master Kelly will be 83 in March of next year.
Oh, he's 83, not 84. Okay.
Same difference. Age is just a number, right? It doesn't matter. But the thing is that there's so many products out there, and so many people bring products to us because they know of our history. My being a former host at the Home Shopping Network for 15 years, and we sold everything over there, have a little bit of experience with that, but I've never seen anything quite like this. And of course, just want to let everybody know that we're here not to diagnose or claim to cure anything. We're here to simply bring another option and alternatives for living a better, healthier life. And that's what we've noticed in a very short amount of time. And we've done some of the MLMs, some network marketing in the past, but this is so totally different. And if anyone wants to get a hold of us, we can go over that. But here today, we want to give everybody an opportunity. Just like I said before, one door closes, another door opens. Who would have known? Somebody could have brought us selling some kind of cans or whatever it is, food, whatever it is on the air. But no, Mary Louise comes with immune boosting products right in the middle of a pandemic. Now, I feel, and my husband feels, that this was dropped in our lap with divine intervention. And I just know that because as time goes on, it feels really good when somebody orders the products and then they call us within a short amount of time and say, we're really getting great results. And everybody's going to get different results, right? We're not cookie cutter humans. So
it promotes function at the cell level and health at the cell level. Yes. Nitric oxide, which Columbia University called the molecule of life, it expands circulation, so you're going to get greater oxygenation. Mm-hmm. You're going to get a greater nutrition to the cells, so you're just going to be functioning better. But it's also a signaling molecule.
Yes.
It's a neurotransmitter, and every thought in your brain only occurs in the presence of that little molecule, 1 part nitrogen, 1 part oxygen. And every cell in your entire body and all of your organs as a unified organism communicate through that cellular neurotransmission. So, that's why older people with all the cardiovascular benefit of nitric oxide, as you age after the ripe old age of 25, that is declining your own body's production of nitric oxide about 10 to 15% every decade after the age of 25, just like human growth hormone.
Of course.
And So that's why older people then have more cardiovascular issues. Older people have more memory and brain issues. And we know that Grandmaster actually has been dealing with a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease. And along with that comes the mental fogginess and the loss of balance. And we've seen with him that has improved.
Exactly.
You know, that his memory is better, that his mind is clearer, and that his balance is better. And, you know, and even the tremors have diminished. So that's that neurotransmission factor of the nitric oxide. Really, for me, I've never said any supplement was a breakthrough in human health. And I'm, as a biologist, I can say, for me, this is so positive in its function for cardiovascular, brain, and immune system that it's literally a breakthrough in human health.
It is. And you know what I love about working with you, with your credentials? I mean, pulling off 9 times world championships in the martial arts, but being a biologist and a cancer researcher and a diagnostic specialist, you really know your stuff. I mean, you have to know, I mean, as much as doctors know out there. So we know that when we can call you, we're going to get really good, solid information. And again, not making any claims, but I just want my husband to step in because you got your girls here talking, and you know, we could just go on forever. So why don't you tell everybody, especially with the nitric oxide, but these really are hero products for heroes, and everybody was born a champion, right? Champ?
Absolutely. It's all a state of mind.
Yes, it is.
And when I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, it was around 6 years ago when the doctor told me, the first thought was, why me, God? I mean, I take care of myself. I work out every day. I eat the right foods most of the time. Why me? Then I thought to myself, no, why not me? I'm a warrior. I can set an example for people and let them know if you have a life-threatening disease, it's not a death warrant. And as a result, what I did is, when I knew that I had it and was diagnosed, for about 10 years I've had it, but 6 years it took to be able to get diagnosed. In other words, where I actually took it seriously. It was when I see people and they talk about it, I say, I'm recovering from Parkinson's disease. And that's true, because when I went on the products, I tell you, it was like a whole new life, because I was losing the battle and I was trying everything possible. See, some of the stuff that I tried, I won't even mention because it was tasting so terrible.
Sure.
And horrible reactions from this substance. So what I was doing was doing my due diligence, so to speak, because basically I'm an eclectic of eclectics. I always like to find out who's doing what and who's the best at what they do. And then, of course, when we're talking about my life, I was very, very diligent about going out and finding something that would help beyond the medication.
Yes.
Because I wanted to get rid of the medication.
Yes.
And slowly, step by step, I am. And when I came across the Kyani. I have trouble pronouncing that word once in a while. It was like God opened the door. He said, all right, now you suffered all this, you handled it well, you didn't lose your faith. So that was like a breakthrough point for me. So to really prove to myself and the world, 4 years ago, I decided to come back out of retirement and fight again.
I remember that.
And I mean, here I'm walking in the arena, shaking like this, not from being afraid, but from the Parkinson's disease, the repercussions of it. And whenever you get nervous, that's when the tremors really come back in greater abundance. So to win that first place was like, now I have a platform. I can show people and tell people what can be done with the right synergistic combination of attitude, product, and surrounding yourself with a bunch of winners, which I certainly have.
Absolutely, and thanks for sharing that. Mary Louise is definitely a winner. I just want to let everybody know that my husband took a fall on May 22nd, and that was a horrendous day. And to get him back to where he is today is unbelievable, but that just goes to show, the bottom line here is that when we do take care of ourselves, and then when something happens like that, or even in a pandemic, you have a better shot at surviving these things. You had 2 hematomas on the outside of each side of your brain, a concussion, split his hand wide open, falling on uneven cement. And this was like, well, you were actually on the product. You were
Yeah.
on the product in April, and you took that tumble in May. Now, nobody has balance, maybe besides Mary Louise, like my husband, okay? And for him to take a fall, that was kind of crazy. But you know what? It just goes to show, take care of yourself, know what kind of products to take. We talk about the hero products that we have here, the Triangle of Health. This is a sample pack that I think is fabulous. In fact, this is a gift for our producer, John Gaston, Tampa Bay Multimedia. And in this, you have all the different individual packets where it's 1, 2, 3 steps. You have your nitric oxide, you have the sunrise and your sunset. How simple is that? And then, of course, we also have the products with the HL5. This is for your collagen. This is grass-fed collagen. Unbelievable results with your skin, your hair. There's just a list of ideas that will come to you that you will use this for. And then we have the Fit 20. This, in fact, we're out of Fit 20. We have to order some. But this is another protein product that is absolutely amazing. And I can't believe how fast our time is going, Mary Louise. But do you want to go ahead and toss over to Dr. Francomano so that she can talk about the nitro?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that, and then we come back and you can kind of add your tidbits because you have such amazing information to share with us. So we'll be right back after this.
My name is Dr. Claire Francomano, and I'm a medical geneticist and an internist. I did my training at Johns Hopkins University Medical School back many, many years ago, and I completed medical school there, did my training in internal medicine and medical genetics there, and also trained in clinical molecular genetics. I was for many years on the faculty at Johns Hopkins and then went to the National Institutes of Health as the clinical director of the National Human Genome Research Institute. And my current position is as director of adult genetics at the Harvey Institute for Human Genetics in Baltimore, Maryland. Nitric oxide was discovered in the early 1980s, and it was first recognized that there was a factor that caused relaxation of the blood vessels, and this was called endothelium relaxation factor. And then eventually scientists found that this relaxation factor was actually nitric oxide. The science of nitric oxide is extremely well documented. A recent search of PubMed showed that there are over 112,000 articles in the peer-reviewed literature documenting the effects of nitric oxide in biology. The Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine was awarded to Drs. Ignarro, Furchtgott, and Zawodowski for their role in the discovery of nitric oxide and its effects in biology. Nitrates and nitrites are molecules that are precursors to nitric oxide. Nitrates consist of 1 atom of nitrogen and 3 atoms of oxygen, and nitrites have 1 atom of nitrogen and 2 atoms of oxygen. And of course, nitric oxide is 1 and 1. Well, nitrates and nitrites are converted to nitric oxide by the chemical process that's called reduction. 1 oxygen atom is removed from nitrate to form nitrite, and then another oxygen atom is removed to form the nitric oxide. Nitrates and nitrites are derived from many sources in our diet. Fruits and vegetables are really excellent sources of nitrates and nitrites, particularly green leafy vegetables, and noni is a particularly excellent source of nitrates and nitrites. Nitric oxide has an extremely short lifespan. It's less than a second. Nitric oxide is very powerful despite its very short lifespan because of the way it acts in the body. It serves as what we call a second messenger, which sends signals between cells and into the bloodstream, and that have very long-lasting effects, even though the gas itself only lasts a very, very short time. When nitrates are eaten, there's a process that goes on in the mouth where the nitrate is converted to nitrite by bacteria. There's a chemical process that is actually catalyzed by an enzyme that we in humans don't have. The bacteria have this enzyme. So the nitrates convert to nitrite by the process of reduction, and then we swallow the nitrites, and the nitrites are converted to nitric acid in the acidic environment of the stomach. A vasodilator is a compound or a chemical that causes the arteries in the body to dilate. Vasodilation is a very important process for the maintenance of healthy blood pressure and also to get the nutrients that the body needs to all the corners and nooks and crannies at the very ends of our arterial tree. The dilating properties of nitric oxide were actually recognized very, very early in the discovery of nitric oxide because the initial recognition of nitric oxide as a substance was as the compound that was initially called endothelium relaxation factor. So that dilating property of nitric oxide was one of the hallmarks in the very, very initial stages of its discovery. Many of those 112,000 studies focus on the vasodilation effects of nitric oxide. There are many documented studies looking at the effects on blood pressure, which is a direct effect of the vasodilation caused by nitric oxide. So substances that produce a lot of nitric oxide in the body cause documented decreases in blood pressure. There are many functions in the body that are very dependent on nitric oxide concentrations. Just a few of the really important ones are the regulation of blood flow, pulmonary function, the inhibition of platelet aggregation, which inhibits clot formation. Our immune system is highly dependent on nitric oxide, and pain perception is also highly influenced by nitric oxide. There are many studies that have documented the effects of nitric oxide on the cardiovascular system. The early ones really focused on blood pressure, documenting that nitric oxide helps support a healthy blood pressure and can reduce blood pressure in people with high blood pressure. There have also been studies showing that nitric oxide is correlated with the rates of myocardial infarction and heart health in general, including congestive heart failure. Nitric oxide has documented antimicrobial effects. There have been several studies looking at the effects of nitric oxide in the stomach for bacterial infection and also in urinary tract infections. We use the word pathogen to describe an organism that can cause damage in the human body. Nitric oxide concentrations in the stomach are called the first line of defense against pathogens because that nitric oxide in the stomach can actually work against the pathogens and destroy them before they ever get into the bloodstream. Well, often in the food that we eat, there may be pathogens that can cause disease. And the nitric oxide in the stomach acts as our first line of defense against those pathogens by killing it off before it ever gets into the bloodstream. There have been several very interesting studies looking at the effects of nitric oxide on patients in intensive care units. Because of several factors when patients are treated in the intensive care unit, nitric oxide in the stomach goes down dramatically. People are intubated, they have tubes down their throats, and they're not swallowing, so there's no saliva circulating. And so the nitric oxide levels go down very far, and this can affect immunity and affects that first line of defense against pathogens coming into the body. So people have studied nitric oxide and the administration of nitric oxide in patients in the intensive care unit, and they have found this has very beneficial effects. Nitro Extreme takes the very powerful nitric oxide precursor benefits of NitroFX and extends it by adding certain compounds that are actually even more powerful for human health. CoQ10 is a very important cofactor for enzymes that are involved in the production of ATP, which is the major source of energy in the body. And because energy is required for every single organ system and every function in the human body, the CoQ10 is necessary for all of those processes. Niacin is a vitamin. It's one of the B vitamins, and it's very important in the metabolism of carbohydrates, fat, and protein. It's known to increase blood circulation, and it also decreases cholesterol and triglycerides. Magnesium is a very important element. It supports normal blood pressure and helps with muscle relaxation for people who are having problems with muscle spasm. It's also very important in the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and protein. Zinc is a very important element as it plays a role as a cofactor in many, many enzymes in the body. It's important for healthy immunity, and it also supports metabolism of all the major elements such as carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Chromium is a very important element for the maintenance of a healthy blood sugar level. It increases our sensitivity to the hormone insulin, which is important for glucose metabolism, and it also increases the uptake of blood sugar into the cells. Kyani Nitro Extreme has additional elements added to it to enable increased production of nitric oxide and to help with individuals who have additional stress and extra stress in their lives who might need a little extra boost. The use of NitroFX or Nitro Extreme enhances the body's ability to utilize the nutrients in the other Kyani products because it increases the circulation, relaxes the blood vessels, and allows the blood to carry those additional nutrients out to the rest of the body and deliver them safely and effectively. I believe that just about anybody could benefit from NitroFX and Nitro Extreme. People who have additional stress in their lives will benefit from the additional elements in Nitro Extreme, and everyone can benefit from the multiple benefits of increased nitric oxide derived from the use of NitroFX. Nitric oxide has been called the molecule of life, and we know that NitroFX and Nitro Extreme are excellent producers of nitric oxide. So by the use of NitroFX and Nitro Extreme, we are really helping to support life and good health.
So there you have it with Dr. Claire Francomano. And if you're wondering who this amazing, knowledgeable woman is, I'm going to let Mary Louise give those edifications because she is really something else.
Yeah. I've been privileged to know Dr. Claire. She's actually the friend of a friend. And who she is, she graduated from Yale University, top of her class. She went to Johns Hopkins Medical School, top of her class. And she was actually chief of genetics and anti-aging research at the U.S. National Institutes of Health, NIH. That's the highest medical authority in the United States. That's who she is. And my friend introduced her to our nitric oxide precursor product called NitroFX and Nitro Extreme, and asked her to kind of vet the products for him because he was a network marketing professional for 25 years, and asked her to vet the products for him. And she took about 3 months, and she came back and she said, this product is the real deal. There was a precursor. All athletes know that nitric oxide delivers higher performance. You can measure it. Even using weights, increased performance, endurance, strength, speed, like that. You can just measure it. And even I used a nitric oxide precursor, an L-arginine, which is an amino acid. Does it work? Yeah, it was proved in independent research to elevate nitric oxide levels, but a little slowly because it had to actually go through the digestive process and to cross the blood-brain barrier. Whereas the plant nitrates and nitrites used in the Kyani NitroFX is a second generation of nitric oxide precursors. With the L-arginine, if you isolate that amino acid, you often will get some side effects like skin rashes, even diarrhea. You had to take so much of the product. It was a little expensive. And it could stimulate herpes virus, that L-arginine, when it's isolated like that. And even in a low percentage, it's a risk I didn't want to take. So I stopped using an L-arginine precursor. But when this came out, and it was totally free of any side effects at all, and no danger with the herpes virus. Totally different pathway. Plant nitrites being reduced in the acid environment of the stomach to nitric oxide, which actually just gets recirculated in the body for about 4 hours. So you just take these 20 drops, 3 times a day, and you really, really see increased performance. So Dr. Claire said, oh my gosh, you can't say enough about it in terms of all the systems of the body that it impacts, from the cardiovascular to the kidneys to the neuromuscular systems and everything. And it's all measurable. So she actually signed on our medical board. She's, what I always say about Dr. Claire, she's the smartest woman I've ever met. And kindest, most generous, humble. You usually don't say that in the same sentence with genius, and she is.
Oh, well, thank you. And I'll tell you, she really is a sweetheart. And she comes to our exercise classes as well on Saturday mornings. So she's walking her talk like the rest of us. So, okay, so we're already winding down here, but there is another product, another hero product when it comes to skincare. I mean, I have tried every lotion and potion and pill when it comes to skincare in the past, and I know you have as well. Nothing can compare to the Fluoresce. And what I love about this Fluoresce is everything, because it works synergistically with the products that we're putting inside of our body. This is a little sample. This is my own personal sample pack, of which that I use still the eye cream out of this, but then we also, wait till you see, I have to show you the full set. Comes in this gorgeous presentation. Yes. And these are all full-size products, and I will tell you, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 out the door, and you don't have to be using a whole plethora of products to see results. And again, everybody gets different results, and we're not making any claims to cure anything when it comes to skin. But I want you to just take a look at this quick 3-minute video and just think about how our environment and so much can affect our skin. My favorite mantra is, health and beauty starts from within and lands on the skin. We'll be right back.
Nature makes remarkable adaptations to help living organisms survive in challenging environments. From harsh winters and dry, hot summers to damaging rays from the sun and even man-made pollutants, nature designs botanicals that enable plants to thrive, even in the most difficult of conditions. These same environmental stresses can have detrimental effects on our skin, leaving us looking and feeling less youthful. But Kyani has a solution. For many years, the Triangle of Health has provided powerful natural nutrition to people around the world, and Kyani is once again combining the latest advances in science with the best of nature to combat the visible signs of aging in your skin. As a core ingredient in our skincare products, Kyani selected a rare variety of Swiss apple with a unique adaptation that keeps the fruit fresh much longer than other varieties. Scientists have identified the powerful plant stem cells responsible for the longevity of this fruit. In independent research, the activity of skin stem cells, the cells responsible for regeneration and repair, increases by 92% when exposed to Swiss apple stem cell extracts. Kyani has harnessed these extracts to develop a revolutionary skincare system called Fluoresce. Combined with some of the most remarkable botanicals utilized in the Triangle of Health, including blueberry, noni, and tocotrienol vitamin E, Fluoresce hydrates and nourishes your skin to reveal a brighter, more youthful-looking appearance. The Fluoresce skincare system consists of 4 scientifically engineered anti-aging products designed for all skin types. It begins with the Fluoresce Boosting Cleanser, which gently cleans and opens your pores, delivering a rich, natural blend of vitamins, antioxidants, and amino acids to your skin. Next comes Fluoresce Serum, which is the core of the Fluoresce skincare system. Featuring the highest concentration of the Swiss apple stem cell extracts, Fluoresce Serum is scientifically designed to hydrate your skin and provide the essential nutrients it needs to look its best. Applying Fluoresce Day Brightening Cream in the morning delivers intense hydration to soothe your skin and soften fine lines and wrinkles, giving you a brighter, more timeless appearance. Fluoresce Night Cream is a rich combination of antioxidants, vitamins and amino acids applied in the evening to hydrate, nourish and soften skin while you sleep. Finally, to combat one of the most visible signs of aging and complement the skincare system, Fluoresce Eye Cream reduces the appearance of puffiness and dark circles under your eyes, giving you a brighter, more confident look.
It's the first thing people see when they look at you, so it's nice when it's healthy and taken care of.
For me, healthy skin means glowing from the inside out. It's taking care of the inside so that your skin and everything that people see is just a reflection of yourself.
The skin is breathing, and I feel that I'm a woman that can conquer the world.
Defy the environmental stressors affecting your appearance. Harness the best of science and the best of nature for brighter, more youthful looking skin. Talk to your Kyani distributor today about Fluoresce and be timeless.
Well, that will give you a little bit of an overview, but until you try the Fluoresce is unbelievable. In fact, during that little clip, we were talking about my husband and how I hide my skincare from him because, I mean, he's like a girl. He likes, that kind of stuff.
Careful now.
He loves to soak in the tub with candlelight and all that. I'm giving it all away.
Oh, boy.
We've given all our secrets away. They even like mani-pedis now.
So I'll get out the cleanser for you. Mary Louise was saying that her significant other is using it as shaving cream. So you can have a cleanser and a shaving cream because of your sensitive skin. And again, we're not making any claims to cure here on skin, but I believe truly that what you put in does end up coming out on the skin. It shows it. And gosh, I'm in the process of contacting a number of spa owners to help them see how they can work from the inside out and happen to have this really wonderful skincare line that I just embrace it so much. But we have about 9 minutes left. So let's see how we can kind of break this down and let each of us just talk about, wrapping it up and how we can make some changes in people's lives. And we believe that we are. You've made a massive, major change in our lives by knocking on our door, and thank you for that, Mary Louise. It's changing my life in so many ways. I feel so much better. I feel like my me is back. When we were hit with this pandemic and all of our classes were canceled, and we teach Tai Chi. My husband teaches Tai Chi and does seminars, and literally those doors closed, and we had one gut punch after another, from a phone call to an email to another phone call, and right after the last phone call, we get this ding-a-ling-a-ling from Mary Louise Zeller, and that's when we started on this. But I noticed that I do have more energy. My focus and concentration is better. Now, mind you, we've always taken good care of ourselves for many, many years, as Mary Louise has, with both my husband and Mary Louise being professional athletes out there, winning one championship after another, one medal right after another. So we're already in the thick of building our immune system. How can it get any better, right? Well, it has in a number of ways, and we can share more of that with you. Tune in on Mondays at 2 o'clock, and you can go to immuneboosters2020.com, which is our personal link. You can get more information there. You can try a sample pack if you like. You want to try the sample pack of the Fluoresce or the triangle package of health, the nitric oxide, if you're looking for more energy, if you're looking to improve your sense of well-being, if you're looking to be able to have that energy to get down on the floor with your grandbabies, or just to be able to go through a day of joy and happiness, you must give this a try. And as you come in as a customer, of course we offer you a 30-day money-back guarantee, but it's not happened to us yet, has it, my friend?
That's for sure.
So I'm going to go ahead and toss over to my husband, and I want you to share anything else that you maybe haven't mentioned today, and we're going to close the show with Mary Louise and her expertise with it as well.
Yeah, I'll make it short and sweet. One of the key things that really made this product just the best thing that ever happened to me is with the Parkinson's disease, to watch, to get up every morning, look in the mirror and see the muscles that I worked so hard to get deteriorating. My skin withdrawing,
that's right.
losing the weight, down to a weight that I wasn't since high school. And that people might think that's good, but in my case it was bad. And just see that happen, and then you can understand why I'm so excited to see these muscles coming back, to see the deterioration of the skin and the body that I call deterioration because it looked terrible to me. Just coming back and gaining its elasticity and the energy level coming back, and then in some ways exceeding where it was. So I owe my life to this product, and I'm just telling you, if you want to look younger than your age, this is the ideal situation.
You know, I forgot about that because there's so much to share with everybody, and we were both in denial when my husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's. We didn't know which end was up. And I was really very much in denial, and still am to some degree, because I believe so much in you. And yeah, I watched that too, but I looked the other way.
Yeah,
And
I know, I caught you looking at it.
I know, with the tremors and all of that. But on the upside of all of this, if you have your faith and you believe that you can make a difference in your own lives and then help others, like you said, God, why me? I do all these things. I work out, I walk my talk, and then this? And you know what? I was mad as hell. I truly was very mad. Here is my modern-day Rocky, my modern-day Jack LaLanne, whatever you want to call it. And I watch him walk his talk day in, day out. He takes his supplements religiously. He does his exercises religiously. Since he's been on this product, and again, I'm not making any claims whatsoever, but these are all hero products. This is all we need to be healthy. I've watched his skin. I've watched his muscles. He's getting his guns back again. And the Fountain of Youth exercises that I posted just the other day that you were doing. And what you said was your neck was able to go back farther, and in Parkinson's, you have a rigidity, what's the word, rigidity? Or whatever it is, and I watched that happening with him, and now he's able to get back and do those Fountain of Youth exercises?
Yeah, I had to give up the Fountain of Youth exercise. I couldn't do them anymore. Now I can do them.
I know.
At 80, going on 83, I can do them, and it's like giving my life back.
Absolutely.
Can't wake up in the morning to do them.
I know.
Before I woke up in the morning and wished that I didn't have to wake up at times.
I know. We had our moments. We both went in our own corners and cried.
Nobody's impervious from those things.
That's right. You know, you see us here all happy and everything, and I know, Mary Louise, you saw the opening very, very inspirational video, and we didn't even go to the being on the mat and all that, leaving it on the mat. But I'm going to turn the last bit over to you for a moment or so, and if you could just get really, really, with everybody watching today, give me a couple of really solid one-liners, and I know you have them all.
Well, I think if you care, you share. And I'm so moved and inspired by the two of you that I feel a responsibility to let people know that these products actually do work like nothing I've ever seen. And they're consistent with who I am too. I'm a warrior in life. They're warrior hero products. And they are consistent with my commitment to be just vitally alive and functioning and productive. I mean, why would we ever retire when we just gained a little wisdom in life? We don't want our bodies to fall apart at the end of our life. We want to have it be the best of our life. And that's what Kyani's given me access to, is the best of life. They're consistent with my commitment to clean and green, all the products. All protein is not created equal, and ours are clean and green. And the skincare is all botanical, but based in the most amazing science. So we are literally the best of science and nature, and they make such a difference in the quality of life. That's who I am. I'm about making a difference, making life better. And these products, the Kyani Triangle of Health, make life better.
They sure do, and that certainly says it all. And if you are sitting there watching the show today, what we would appreciate is if you'll share the show, because there's a lot of people that are still out of work. There's a lot of people that are really going through some tough times. It doesn't have to be that way. And if we can help any way we possibly can by educating and sharing how these products have helped us after doors closing and wondering a lot of the different things that you might be wondering today. We've opened the doors for ourselves through Mary Louise, and I'll tell you, this whole team that we're on, and we do webinars. Mary Louise does these webinars on Tuesday evenings and Thursdays, and it's in my post on Facebook at 8 o'clock Eastern Time on Zoom, consistently every single Tuesday and Thursday, and we actually all get together at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, and it's just a wonderful team where we get together, we mastermind, and we just get to know one another and really collaborate with a serious thing called our health and our future. And like Mary Louise said, dare to dream and watch those dreams come true, because we've stepped into our dream. How about you? Go to immuneboosters2020.com. That is our immediate link. And tune in tomorrow evening at 8 Eastern Time, or Thursday, 8 Eastern Time. Or just give us a ring or text us, do a private message. Mary Louise is always available. I don't think you ever sleep. Is it that much energy you have?
You have to make appointments to sleep because I'm never sleepy.
You're the best. And I want to thank everyone for joining us here on Primetime. Join us every Monday at 2 p.m. I think I have a commitment for Mary Louise from now until eternity to do these shows. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye. Good health.